And here's something to watch for. I just hit a little snag. I was putting the stereo back, and my caps popped off. I guess I was compacting it too much. Putting too much pressure or something. With all these extra wires and cables, it actually prevented me from putting the stereo back all the way. So I tried to give it a nice shove, and pop, pop. So I had to take the air controls off, and because the caps fell down below. And let me go ahead and put these back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some electrical tape and put a bunch of these guys together. Just tape them, you know. If I had duct tape and a hammer, this would all be finished. Just going to go ahead and go around these guys right here. Need more tape. I don't want these things moving. I don't want them going anywhere. There's all to stay together. So I'm bundled by twos. And then I'll bundle it all together and shove it back there after I get the stereo plugged in. Odds are I might have not made these cables and stuff long enough. Might not have given enough room for my cap, so I might need to go back in here and solder it together. So, because this should be shoving right back there, and that probably isn't the best thing in the world. So I actually have my, I don't know what the hell it's called, air control, whatever, climate control, there you go. I have that all connected, and there we go. And that works just fine right there. Alright, stereo's back where it's supposed to be. Now I lost my light in here because killed my battery, so now I got something on the battery to charge it back up. My battery is dying anyway, so it's not like this is guaranteed to kill your frickin' battery. That's just user error on my part. I got everything back where it was and stuff, and electrical tape, what I did is I pulled it back out, and instead of doing the red tape, I actually took black tape, went all the way around it, from front to back, because I started getting an error at one point, and I'm guessing, there we go, I'm guessing that the wire, there's an exposed wire in there and stuff. I'm not sure, it's probably ground, I have no clue what it's for. I'm not an electrician, I'm a computer guy, and I don't even deal with that crap. But I think that was touching something and it wasn't supposed to be, so I wrapped everything back up completely, and my stereo's back to where it needs to be, and my climate control is now clicked in, so everything's back where it's supposed to be, and it's all good. And the stereo still working. Remember, if you need audio in Compotech. Alright, for the last part I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you real quick. I've actually I haven't screwed it in yet, but that'll be screwed in, put the paneling back on. Ain't that hard, but I don't want that 6 CD changer in here anymore. I don't need it. So what I'm doing is making my own little hiding cubby hole. I'm going to tuck the cable back there. Now I literally took some styrofoam and some pretty rigid cardboard and taped it all up, spray painted it. I'm just going to jam this back here. I'm jamming it this way because I can have some like secret compartment, you know? And this way when I put the panel back on, it's not going to be completely super deep, because I don't want to have to reach in here super far. So I literally taped up some cardboard, spray painted it. And I'm leaving this little tab here in case I ever need to get into it. I can just pull this out real quick, or pull it down and put other stuff back there. Secret little hiding spot. Okay. See now, as you can see in there, I got a little area, but I can stick stuff in there. I mean, it's open, but hell, like I said, if I wanted to pull this open, I can, because I got that little tab there. And that's pretty much it. And as you can see, I actually got the console back on, and everything's looking fine and dandy right now. My plug, even one of these L ones, fits pretty well right there. Got room to move. And I can take this cord, that little area that I just made. Boom, there's my cord right there. Still leaves me with my cup holder, my other little ashtray area, that cubby hole. Everything's connected. It's all good. And I even wound up with 2 extra screws. Isn't that awesome? Alright, if you take a look at the stereo here, I have my XM1 and my XM2. I have my 2 FM channels and my AM channel. And since I took that CD player out, it's not even recognizing it anymore, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now my steering wheel controls, the only ones that's actually going to work is the volume, because that controls the stereo. If I need to change songs, just use the MP3 player or phone. And that's about it. All in all, this took me about, I don't know, if I compacted the time down without having to be bothered by my kids and getting drinks and stuff like that and surfing the web for answers for questions, I probably would have done it in about an hour to 90 minutes, you know, 60 to 90 minutes, that's about it. It's pretty easy to do, pretty quick. And of course, I need to clean this up a bit, make it look a little bit better. But other than that, I'm happy with it. So all in all, I could have done this for probably around 20 bucks. About $2.50 for that piece at Radio Shack, links in the description. Electrical tape, soldering iron, it's usually cheap as like $6 some places. And the caps, you can get those pretty cheap too. It just depends on how you want to do it. You can solder it and just tape it up, but pretty easy, pretty cheap. Definitely worth it. Alright, I'm back with a little update here. It's actually been a week since I started this whole project. And one thing I noticed is that when this bad boy is plugged in and the other end is not, you can actually hear it's me touching it, and when you're pulling out of the drive, I'm in my garage right now, but when I'm in my driveway or driving around and stuff, I can actually hear the test signal or the normal XM sample station. Yeah, it's if you look, this comes with all the channels right now because it has no connection. So I can actually hear that stuff, so I don't like hearing voices talk to me. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut my wires 3 and 4 from the instructions. And those are the ones that go from the XM receiver to the actual unit here. So I'm going to cut 3 and 4. And I'm not sure I can get in there. I'd like to. It's this guy and that dark green one in there that I actually messed up on earlier. So instead of pulling the entire radio back out, I'm going to go ahead and snip those guys. And hopefully I don't get to hear the friggin' announcer talking anymore. That's annoying. So, and I don't see why you need to have it anyway, because if you have it connected to the XM, that's in case you want to actually go back to the XM, and I will never use the XM in my vehicle. If there's a chance that you might want to keep these how they are, but I don't like it, so I'm going to go ahead and fix it. Alright, so I actually, like I said, I snipped the wires. I just went ahead and snipped them and stuff. I gotta go ahead and clean them up a little bit. I gotta go ahead and snip them even further to go ahead and make sure they're not touching anything. I don't think they're gonna touch anything, but you never know. So I'm gonna cut those real quick. You know, cut them short. The sound's just fine and stuff. You only need 3 wires, so I don't know why you need a Cat 5 cable, RJ45, whatever the hell you want to call it. You just need to go ahead and get a phone cable, because those actually have 4 wires in it pre-made, and it's actually thinner than a network cable. All right, I went ahead and snipped the wires real quick. You see, I got one right there, and I left the solder in there because that's not going to matter much and stuff. As long as it ain't touching anything, it doesn't matter. I need to get in here and snip that green wire a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. This is acting as my flashlight, so not doing anything fancy, just, you know, snip and pull. Just like a surgeon. And I'm going to put that back in. Okay, now I got my phone on that Incompetech website I told you about. Today we'll be using Heroic Age. So here, let me go and show you. I still got a little bit of static, and it's not even hooked up. Let's go ahead and hook this up. And it's still a bit of static. I'm not going to worry about it. The thing is, it scared the crap out of me. I heard a voice talking to me when I was pulling on my driveway because I just had that hooked. I didn't have this hooked. And it just scared the living crap out of me. I just thought somebody was behind my car, yelling at me. And I pulled out pretty quick, so. Let's go back to our song. Heroic Age. As you can tell, you don't need all 5 wires, so just use a telephone cable, because those have 4 in them, and use that to hook it up instead of a network cable, which has 8. So it's actually half the size and stuff, and it's a pretty easy hack to do. The reason I cut these, I don't need the XM. If you need the XM, connect all 5, use your network cable, but I don't need the XM. I'm never going to use it. I have no use for it at all. So, and that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Alright, one final thing before I forget. This little cubby hole I made. Don't use small objects or credit cards or keys, because there's a groove down here that stuff can fall down into, and you have to go ahead and remove the panel to get to it. So this is just for big things, like if you're going to stick your phone in there, that ain't falling anywhere.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.